Welcome to K-State HD TV. Brian Small along with Director of Athletics Gene Taylor, here to give you another video letter, so to speak, on K-State HD TV. In lieu of sending out mass emails, they probably get enough. We'll do this.
And I'm not a great writer, Brian, so I'm not sure if I'm a great talker, but I'm not a great writer, that's for sure.
Well, you got some talking experience on the Catbacker Tour. We'll get to that a little bit later. Also, some news and notes of what's going on with the department, what's the plan ahead for 17-18, and then some other assorted details here to get through. We got a whole list. And
Absolutely.
We'll jump right in first and summarize. 16-17's in the rearview mirror. But there were some highlights from that. Of course, K-State track and field, right when you got here, wins a couple of individual championships. They win the Big 12 title as well. You saw the program as a whole through the year have postseason appearances by men's and women's basketball and by football. One of only 4 schools to have volleyball in and win a game as well. There were some success stories out of this year.
You know, there were. And Brian, I think for me, coming in as a new athletic director, to have a year like that and have this expectation set at such a high level for our fan base to enjoy something a year like we did. I think we had 22 academic All-Americans and 137 Big 12 academic folks as well. So that tells me that we're doing it not only winning championships and being successful athletically, but our student athletes are doing it for the right reasons and getting there, focusing on the academic side of things as well. So as you come off a year like we did last year as a new athletic director, it really gives me a lot of excitement looking forward to the year ahead and for our fan base, because now we know we had a great year. Let's continue to see if that momentum can carry in this year, which I think it will. I think obviously football is looking forward to a great year. Our women's volleyball program, their soccer, going to be competing in the Big 12 for the first time. Obviously cross country, so a lot of really fun things for me personally, but for us as a fan base to really look forward to this fall.
And you got to talk about that and visit one-on-one with fans through the Catbacker Tour. A little bit of a new format this year. What did you think of the experience?
It was great. It for me, once again being new, but the passion and energy of the fan bases. I didn't go to all 24 that we had, and my understanding the ones that I went to were so well attended. I was able to experience the western part of the state, which was a lot of fun. But really just to feel the passion and energy of the fan base and how much they care about K-State athletics. We had student athletes with us on every part of the tour, or most of the tour, so our fans got to hear about their experiences, and it was just so enjoyable to just feel that passion and pride, and now, at least I know now, why we've had 33 straight football sellouts, and we hope to get 40 this year, and just the support systems that we have for a program is really exciting, and looking forward to it a great deal. But those Catbacker Tours are a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to them next year.
I know fans are excited about the football season coming up this year. We had K-State at the Big 12 Football Media Days here just recently. 40 is that number out there about sellouts, and we'd love to get there before the season started.
Absolutely.
I know still some tickets out there available, but hopefully the fans buy them now.
Well, I think with the Big 12 Media Days starting, fall camp starting, and the more energy and more we're talking about K-State football, I think that'll happen. Obviously, our first 2 games of the season, you want to get those sold out and set the energy. I think we're close with Central Arkansas, but I really sense that that's a big source of pride for us, and we talked about it as our staff this week about how do we make sure we continue that streak. And it's certainly, again, a testament to our fan base that for 33 games we've had a chance to sell out all of our games over that period of time, and it'd be great to continue that. But the biggest thing, I think we've got a pretty good football team coming back. I think we're picked to be 3rd in the Big 12, and when you hear about K-State football, and you've heard being talked about at the Big 12 Media Days this week, there's a lot of excitement, and there's some teams that are really looking at us saying we're going to be a pretty good football team to compete against.
Yeah, bullseye on the back for the Bobcats, I think, a little bit this year. Fans will get a chance to see the football team in action for a small part, and then get autographs signed by Coach Snyder and the team on the annual Fan Appreciation Day this year, August 12th, 5 o'clock. KStateSports.com has more details on that, so check that out. It'll be your first Fan Appreciation Day, but should be a lot of fun. Hopefully everybody in town for that. And then there is a word to the wise about what's to come here in the near future, and that is metal detectors coming up at the football stadium in the future. and this is not something to be totally concerned about or freak out about as a Wildcat fan, but it is something to be aware of.
Yeah, I think we want our fan base just to know, because of the new state law, we are going to put, I think we've eased into it. We had the clear bag policy last year, so we'll continue with the clear bag policy. We now have the metal detectors, and we don't want anybody to panic. We want to have patience. We want our fan base to understand it's going to be new for us the first couple of games. Arrive early. Plan to get to the gates a little bit earlier than you maybe have typically in the past. We're going to have a lot of support staff there. We're going to make sure they go smoothly, but it is going to be different, and our staff's working hard to make sure we have a plan in place so frustrations are kept at a minimum. But I think the biggest message I would have to our fan base is be patient, but try to get there a little early and plan a little more ahead, because first couple of games we're going to have to work through the system, and I think as we get along in the year it'll go very, very smoothly. I've been at events, I'm sure you've been at events that have, and many of our fans probably have, so it's not that big a deal, but I think they need to be prepared for it.
And there'll be more information about the metal detectors, just like the clear bag policy, video and information regarding this, specific items that can or cannot be making it through the metal detector. That'll be a little bit later here this summer, so before the season starts. The staff, I know, has been hard at work on that. And speaking of the staff, we had some departures of some long-tenured employees and well-valued employees, Laird Beach and some others notable. Where is the athletic department now on the internal side as far as staff and the reorganization?
It's a great question, and something I've been working on pretty much since I got here. Obviously, losing a person like Laird and some other staff that we've lost, tough to lose those staff members. But I've been working really, really hard, talking to our staff, and the one thing I've been so impressed with, Brian, is we have a great staff here. And a lot of people said, are you going to bring somebody in from the outside? What are you going to do? Because I've been fortunate enough to, and thanks to John Curry and his ability and everybody else that have built a tremendous staff here, I'm going to do things from the internal. I'm going to reorganize, shift some people around, shift some duties around, elevate some staff members to some new roles, expand some roles, particularly right now in the senior staff part of the area, give some people some more responsibility, and we're really excited about the direction we're headed.
Well, one of the things that I'm sure everyone appreciated on staff was that you took the time to talk through it with everybody and meet with people on staff, and it wasn't just rash decisions for the sake of making change for appearance's sake, right? And
I appreciate that, Brian, and I'm pretty happy about that. But what I enjoy the most about that is when you have a idea of what an institution's like, what an athletic program's like, and you read about it, you see about it, but then when you come in every day and you meet with people, it just confirms how lucky I am to be a part of this great staff. And we've got a lot of people that care a great deal, and I'm fortunate to be a part of it, and really looking forward to continue to work with the folks that I get to come to work with every day.
I'm going to read some numbers here without trying to make you remember them all. Speaking of great staff and the great folks out in K-State Nation, the finances for last year in the budget, $28.2 million overall in cash gifts, including a record $18.4 million in annual giving. That was last year, 16-17. 8th straight year of balanced budget, record amount of giving. Sounds like the momentum is still there, and I know that was part of the reason to keep it kind of streamlined as far as the staff, because hey, why mess with something that's working? You're
right, and certainly I think our university and our support system, our fan base, those that give the money to K-State, that support us so generously, we want to make sure we take care of that money and do it financially prudent. And so for us to be able to have a balanced budget 8 straight years, it's something that I come in as a new athletic director very aware of. I've always been in a place that that's been a high priority, is to make sure the money that we get from gifts, the money we get from our Big 12, the money we get from all over our ticket sales, we need to make sure we take care of it, and we need to spend it as best we can so we can put ourselves in position to win Big 12 championships, to be successful, but do it in the right way. Balanced budgets, $18 million in gift giving, $28 million overall. That tells you the type of support we have for our program.
We mentioned already in passing some of the sports that will get cranked up here in about a month: soccer in August, and volleyball, cross country, along with football, so don't want to lose track of those sports that get their season started. Fall years for golf as well. They're expecting some big things. But now that you have the staff and sort of in place, an idea of where we're headed, as the season cranks up, what are the next priorities, so to speak?
Yeah, now that we have this staff, one of the things that I really want to get started on is create what I would call a facility master plan. We've done some great things with our facilities, again, through the help of some very generous and kind donors. But I want to see what the future holds. What are some immediate needs? We've talked about the baseball, soccer facility. That's certainly something that's a priority. But what are our other priorities that are other coaches that, as I've met with our staff, I'm beginning to learn that there are some needs out there that they would like me to take a look at. So I'm going to work with our facility staff and probably bring in an architecture opportunity to come in and say, what's the vision? What's going to be, whether it's the immediate stuff or things down 3, 4, 5 years, and see what that looks like. And is it, what facilities are we short? What facilities do we need to get better? What facilities do we have currently that we need to improve upon? And that's something I want to do immediately, and hopefully by next spring we have a pretty good facility master plan in place.
Well, I know one facility change that will be a welcome addition for some fans are fans, as in big fans in Ahern to help cool down the field house for those early home matches in volleyball. It's right around the corner. We'll be chatting more throughout the season. We'll see each other, and you'll have more of these once we get rolling in the regular season. But thanks for stopping by this summer, and looking forward to getting going.
I look forward to the fans and seeing all of our fall sports, and let's just go get a lot of victories this fall.
Thank you, Gene.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
Gene Taylor, Director of Athletics, joining us here on K-State HDTV. For Mr. Taylor, I'm Brian Smoller. Thank you for watching.